Often when I get that first call from a family that they found out their loved one has been diagnosed with dementia, it's a hard moment. It's a hard process. So, you know, uh, we like to come in and help you kind of figure that out, that structure, what's going to keep your mom or your dad or your loved one safe at home and kind of go in the right direction with their care needs living with dementia. So my name's Rick Seek. I'm the owner of Home Helpers here in Denver, Colorado. Today we're going to talk about that and how we take care of our loved ones that have been diagnosed with dementia. Number one, educate yourself. So when we find out our loved one has dementia, most everybody I know, it's a learning curve. So we love it, or I love it. If you give me a call at the office, I'd love to kind of walk you through the step. I'm usually going to find out, do you have an actual diagnosis of dementia from a doctor, from a neurologist? But we're going to talk about it, and we're going to figure out, again, what the next step is with your loved one. Number two, create a consistent routine. So what's more important, probably the couple things that are so important for your loved one is creating that structure, a calm environment. Within that structure, setting up a daily routine. It's going to be very constant, very calculated, very caring, a lot of tender, loving care. And we want to do that to eliminate any issues that might come up and keep your loved one feeling comfortable, centered, and happy. Number three, communicate effectively. When taking care of someone with dementia, we want to communicate slowly, use short sentences. Always coming from a caring, calm kind of atmosphere really helps. I know versus maybe a family member might say, "No, Mom, that's not true." What we might want to say is, "Mom, I know that's frustrating for you. Let's talk about it." And kind of leave them where they can be part of the conversation versus cutting them off. It's kind of a science, and I think it's a journey we're all learning together as we're working with our loved one with dementia. As we're working with our loved one who has dementia, it's hard. And so I think one of the best things we can do is realize that the reality is this is your loved one's real life. And so cutting them off and correcting them, we can't do that. Really, the reality is what they're saying, what they feel, that is the truth. So again, if they come to me and they say the sky's red, I'm going to say, "Oh, that's a pretty color of red," but it's a science, and I think it's a journey from the heart as we are conversing with a loved one with dementia. So your loved one's really going to identify with using a calm voice, low tones. Watch your body language and keep it real safe and caring. You're going to get a lot from your loved one if you can approach that journey and that conversation with that attitude. Another important tool that we have is called redirecting. And often with a loved one, kind of like when you had children even, we have to redirect them. So in a loving way, if they're having a bad day or maybe they're seeming a little irritated, we can softly redirect them to something else. And that can often be a wonderful tool to have with a loved one, so they're not going through that tough moment. When you're communicating with your loved one, involve them. Kind of delay or maybe don't ask open-ended questions. For instance, if we're making breakfast, instead of saying, "Mom, what do you want today?" you might say, "Hey, Mom, how's eggs and bacon sound today?" That way she can say yes, no, or she may come out and say something, add to that conversation where you realize she wants oatmeal. Number four, engage in meaningful activities. So involving your loved one in engaging activities, that's so key and so important. So we're going to go in and when you're with your mom and dad, find things they like to do. It might be listening to music or helping you cook or snapping some peas for dinner, finding things that they enjoy. Often it's arts. It might be going for a walk. It might be going out into the garden and doing some gardening with your mom and dad. But it's key to keep them enjoying their life, being independent. Number five, get support. So bringing in a home care agency that can help add this layer of support, specializing in dementia care, it's key. We can come in and help develop that structure for your mom and dad, actually not only supporting your mom or your dad or your loved one, but also this supports a family member. So you can come back in and be the daughter, be the son, have that special time with your folks, with the whole idea of having a village that's supporting both the client and yourselves. Often we see, and actually this happened recently with the family, mom was not getting up in the morning, not eating. She had lost weight. Just kind of putting the whole day together had become hard. The kids were working. There was a lot of stress on their end, and they felt guilty. So what we saw with this family, after we met, we brought in this wonderful caregiver, and instantly we were getting the bath in the morning. We were having a healthy breakfast. We were engaging. We were going on outings. We actually came back in the evening. We did an evening shift where, again, we were helping out with a meal, doing some fun activities. And then for this client, we actually helped them get to bed. So we put together a care plan that, again, brought success. The family was happy. The client was super happy. And now that caregiver, they're best friends. So that's a success story for me. I'd love to share that often, and we've actually seen that often. To learn more about working with us, go to the website below and give us a call. We look forward to talking to you.